I'm a terrible YouTuber. Let me explain. A lot has been done, and I haven't recorded it. There's even been a bunch that I recorded, and it was a waste of time. Aside from it being like a month since I've uploaded, quite a few things have changed. I did some calculations and found out that my old tiny little intercooler here probably won't be enough for the new power levels. Coming over here, you'll see a new, bigger intercooler. And the mounting setup is, everything about it is just better than the last one. My last one has 2 1/4 inch outlets, which is super annoying because most things are 2.5 or 3 inch. So I had to have reducer couplers for that, going to 2.5, and then I had it in a really bad spot. I used to have the intercooler mounted down here, the lower section. And to get the intercooler piping back up into the car, I had it routing from here all the way under here, up through here and back into the engine bay, and I had a lot of couplers and a lot of useless bends. So now, this bigger new intercooler, I have it routing in just below the headlight, and it's recessed way back. So the other one used to come out, well, these are my old mounts here, you can see it used to come out maybe 4 inches more. And because of that, I had to trim up my bumper to fit. I haven't run fog lights in a very long time, but I had to cut the supports here out to be able to fit the piping, and it was still a pain to get the bumper on. So now I can get the bumper on without any issues, and I have lots of space. Another big reason that I did that is because when I'm running the M5 bumper that's tucked away up there, I refuse to cut that. It's an OEM M5 bumper, and those are going for a lot of money now. It's a little tough to see it because it's dark black in a shadowy area here, but just somewhere deep in there is the power steering cooler, which I mounted up properly now instead of it being sort of zip tied in place. You can sort of see it peeking through here. I fabbed up some mounts out of steel, welded them up with my trusty welder here, and now this is mounted pretty solid. I also made a lower mount here with a rubber isolator so that there is still a little bit of flex. Another benefit, the biggest benefit, is the reduction in couplers, and the flow is going to be so much better. So straight shot right off the compressor housing, straight into the intercooler with a 90. And moving on to the throttle side, straight off of the intercooler and a straight shot into the throttle body. I was going to get a long, straight aluminum intercooler pipe, about 2 feet, to be able to go just one pipe. That would mean I would only have 4 couplers in total on the setup. But I'm just going to run it. It'll be 2 straight sections with a coupler in between. And the reason being, well, there's 2 reasons. I need to do the idle air control valve, I guess, inlet into the that routes it back into the intake, and then I'm still not running a blow-off valve, and I may or may not run one. But if I do, then I will probably either replace this pipe or have a bung welded on to be able, flange welded on to fit it here or on the upper portion here. But basically this is the hose going back to the idle air control valve, and I'm just waiting on a fitting so that I can have welded onto here so that I can put that in there. This is all of my now extra intercooler piping. So most of what's on the top here is all old bends that I was using and couplers. So this is the old 90 that I used with the fitting here for the idler control valve. This is what swept upwards from the old intercooler behind the headlight back upwards, so it was 90, 90, and then more 90s to get to where it's got to go, and a lot of couplers. I think I was probably running like 10 or 11 couplers before. So yeah, saved a lot of headaches, reduced I guess a little bit of weight, or maybe evened it out because I have a bigger intercooler now. But yeah, so back to the rest of everything. The car's buttoned up now. I also got some of this DEI Velcro heat wrap stuff just because between the turbo here, there's not a lot of clearance between the spark plug wires, I guess you can call them, or the coil pack wires, and the turbo. So I patched them up with that stuff. But I also have on my little plastic beauty cover that goes here, I have an insert of aluminum that goes in between as well. So hopefully the doubling up will help things. The turbo is installed fully, valve cover is installed now. I did have it running on the old intercooler piping. Just for the initial run to be able to get it up to temp and then let it cool off and retorque the head. Things went pretty smooth. Sorry I didn't really record it, but it wasn't super interesting. I promise I'll do better. The next video will hopefully be this car actually running and maybe driving and maybe doing a bit of a road tune. We'll see. I'll try and keep the updates a bit more consistent. So yeah, that was just a quick update video, let you guys know that I'm still alive and the project's moving along slowly, just waiting on parts. Living in Canada, sucks to get some parts because it's not just available on the shelf at any parts places, so I gotta order it in. So hopefully by this weekend I'll have another update video for you guys. Peace out.